6-0 in first kills. That's wild.
That is an unbelievable performance, but pistol round underway. Talon not wasting time. Already just moving straight down mid. There was no one to really meet them, no portion of utility. It's going to be a flash to just try and get this into a heaven. A little bit of control here. You can see there was a pull to stop them. A lot of players vulnerable up, but a nade eventually pushes them off the angle, and Com's going to be retreating to try and help out BCJ. They've got to know that these players are here. The pop flash is just immaculate. 3 players fully blind, and of course BCJ there to capitalize. Big showcase of skills from him, claiming the 3rd kill and still weaving his way around that pillar, making sure he buys time for the rest of the squad to get the rotation in.
And this EG roster, the map and site anchoring heavily on the opposite side to Boostio. And the gameplay there between BCJ and Com is delightful to shut this down.
1 enemy remaining. Flawless.
And Viper Wall. So this one from Talon is going to make it a little more difficult for EG to figure out what's going on B. And that's why you see Jorgamo playing on the opposite side of it. Having said that, the turret is also good here.
Ethan is holding, I think, a stun as well off the contact of something, maybe a bit of utility that's being used.
Probably off turret contact.
There it is, turret gets used. That's a flash and a repeat by Jorgamo. There was an idea behind that. Doesn't come up with any kills. Ethan, though, you are behind the box there. Potentially vulnerable to a bit of spam, obviously maybe not with the classics, but he does get out alive.
And a big pivot from Talon. Perhaps trying to make Fox into the lurker? No, now Fox is even coming with them. Yeah. Only classics on board here though, so it should be still fairly simple. For BCJ, I think his job should be to try and even deny a plant from coming through.
It's going to be the goal of Talon to just try and get that plant, and they'll take it from there.
BCJ just didn't have enough people with him there to commit to the players that were on site, so should be a free plant for Jitboy. A little bit more money to work with in the next round.
Making sure that you clear these angles is going to be pretty important right now for EG, but going to do so without too many troubles. Fox the last player standing, so quite simple for Evil Geniuses.
And there are so many trap plays that you can run on split. EG's comp looks fairly good for it on the defensive side. Yep. You can pull off the turret, you've got flashes that you can bust into an area with, some kind of stun and a fault line. There's a lot of stuff that you can do.
Yeah,
so, seems like a major game plan already.
This is the rifle around the Talon. That's what they were waiting for. Again, that util being used, so there's a boombot to clear into mid, but not too much presence being shown. The knife also doesn't tag on to anyone.
If this is a B split, the Killjoy utility in B Heaven is deadly. Off the back of a fault line from Ethan, if you were stunned up going through those nanoswarms and hit the alarm bot, you'd be dead. But their gamble is in the wrong place, because this looks like Talon want to send everybody through B main. That in itself, often inadvisable.
Yeah, this is a little bit unusual for split. Sometimes you need a bit more nuance in the play, but maybe not when Garnis is just leaping forwards in the bounds with a double satchel. Tries to reset his aim in time, but Boostio will clean him up. So the trade is there. Ethan holding an anti-flash position, and well, what was he waiting for? There's the re-flash play coming through. Talon still coming up with a lot of kills with their rifles, but it's down to that 2v2.
I think EG have done a great job at making this down into a 2v2. BCJ with not that much to work with. Has Com been red on the flank?
Yep, angles found. Fox's crosshair placement, quite sublime. And it's all down to BCJ. Does have the Bulldog. Finds his shots well, might be able to make something happen, but not quite.
It's a decent bonus though, overall by EG.
Yeah.
Having said that, scruffy buy from EG here.
Yeah.
They bought up a little too much on their bonus round. BCJ in particular, having to buy all of that utility with only a Stinger now.
A fight being taken. Jorgamo luckily has a rifle in his hand, so...
Yeah, dodgy timing though, that was really risky. Him just walking up the ropes at that point.
A little bit all over the place, but it does feel like right now the Talon game plan on attack side might be to leave Fox in those advanced positions. The rest of the team now grouping up towards the choke point. Boostio, a couple of shots being landed there as he's just trying to make sure that they can't quite get in unscathed, but already that double satchel into the back of the side, and Talon have got the site under their control, be able to get that plant.
interesting that they're not giving the plants to Cruz, right? So they're actually getting the Viper Roll and the Null Command up at roughly the same time. Cruz is so far away. I assume he has some lineups because there's a Viper Orb on the plant and he's got his Snake Bites.
Playing for that one, Sushi Boys. Well, okay, Aftershock pushed him out of position, still gets a kill though. The fight taking place around the pillar. Garnet's swapping the weaponry and now there's that time pressure being applied. A nade close, all Garnet has to do is survive and he's making it so much more difficult for them. They know that the lineups are being played. To reflank, Com pushes him off the angle so he can't fire the second Snake Bite. A tap onto the fuse, but he's just fired it off into the air. And will there be enough time?
No time.
Sticking it, Ethan gets on it, and the molly, well, it misses.
The molly missed!
It goes wide, Ethan just about gets it. 0.12 on the clock.
The most important molly miss.
That was
margins. But that's going to be such useful information. That's going to be great info for when these A post plants happen later, but oh my word, Garnet did such a good job over there. So where did this one end up going?
It was just
too far.
Way too far.
Splattered on the pavement.
And that was just him panicked, I think, a little bit as well, because of that pressure that Com understood to fight that post plant.
Absolutely.
The fact that EG understand, they have that info now that the post plants are being played for those A plants.
I think that's going to influence how aggressively they play the retake completely.
I agree. There's not too many layers now to this Talon approach, obviously only working with the pistols, so Turret spots that contact. Lucio holding close behind Flowers. That could get awkward. Yeah, you can see the util being used, including Garnet's nade, but Com chooses the refight, drops down from on high on Heaven, a bit of a reflash as well, re-peek right down to it. 4 bullets left in it, wants to go for it, there's the ace.
Clean him up, knock him down, and this next round is going to be a massive one. Everybody is loaded with ultimates, and on split, you end up playing agents that have huge ult value. I mean, Null Command across the board, raise ult entries on both sides, a Viper post plant. There is no way of knowing what's going to happen in round 6 because there's just 100 different ways that you could create strategies around these ults. Fast A ramp pressure though, early on from Garnet. And is that the Null Command popped instantly from Com?
It was
no,
a knife
just a knife.
tagged,
Okay.
Clear now through that wall, so there was a stun on top of it.
Com's going to be under a lot of pressure.
Oh my goodness, and the time of being taken. I mean, you've got to be aware that mid wasn't free there, but apparently not. An Aftershock, I think, potentially knocking
1
Boys
HP.
down to the ground. 1 HP, Garnet surviving with that showstopper. Boy's going to be rezzed up in the middle of all of this action, all of this chaos. BCJ had to try and anchor it down there just around the corner, wasn't able to survive.
I don't think Jorgamo's going to commit his ultimate to this, even though they would be able to get him a kill or possibly 2.
The damage has been done. The players quite weak on the side of Talon. I think EG are just trying to see if they can spam, maybe be rewarded with a kill.
Oh,
there's
they
one.
took out Jit Boy.
Yeah, Jit
That's
Boy's
massive.
falling.
You actually might be able to commit to this with the ult, but the time is going to be so badly against you. I think the safest option is to save, and that's what EG go for.
Yeah. The potential was there for them. I think they potentially had enough money if they really wanted to fully invest into this round and take the fight, but no, the percentage play from them. So Talon do claim another round here. Second one on the board for them.
And if you look at the economy, EG are going to be able to buy again. BCJ with a lot. Com, still fine. Good ults to work with too. I'm a bit worried about this area of the map though. You see that replay where Com has to go and re-clear through ropes. And without the Cypher, it's awkward.
It's quite awkward. EG are putting a bit of presence into mid. A lot of the ults being used there. You can see that Cosmic Divide ripping across the A site. And it has dragged a lot of the EG players over. Oh, Ethan almost getting caught with util out, honestly, just jiggling the angle, but that's the stun rip, and now we're going to be backing away. But Talon, they don't really have much presence anywhere on the map.
No, and perhaps they were hoping to force out Jorgamo's ultimate there. Seems like a pretty reasonable defensive play, right? You think they're going for a fast A hit, pop the ult, throw the nade, but Jorgamo still has both. And that could crush another A hit as long as he doesn't get killed going for an info peek.
Well, Com does have the ult as well.
And there he goes. Gets
Double
killed.
contact re-clear, and now the Null Command gets popped off. Garnet's just trying to skip and hop through the choke point, trying to lead his team in. And again, the smoke causing all sorts of issues. BCJ, how's he claiming two there? The Talon eventually going to be claiming this site. Cruz this time not playing post-plant molly position a bit further back, but will there be anything to punish this one? Well, Bustio's watching it.
It's just bait.
Yeah, just bait. Still the flash re-peek, and oh my word. Oh, flash over the top. Not a single player from EG could see.
Oh, I think his nade, his ultimate, would have been so good at shutting down this round. And instead, it's the first death on the defense. This is now starting to become a really good attack side for Talon. I know there's only 3 rounds, but that's out of 7 played so far, and Split's normally pretty defensive focused.
They managed to knock EG down to those weaker guns. In theory, weaker guns. Listen, there's a judge in play on Split, so don't want to speak too soon, but...
And I also want to note, Brent, how much emphasis Talon are putting on A-ramp control. They're threatening A-ramp and A heaven. After the changes, I think that seems like a great way of playing Split.
Making sure that they take control of that one. Still holding the space there. Did they manage to grab early? Bustio was hoping, I think, for a cheeky kill there with the Sheriff. I like how Talon have really slowed down this round, honestly. Not giving too many opportunities for EG to get back into this one with the Stinger by.
And once more, it's going to be another A commitment. Cruz just trying to deny information with the Viper setup, and it's going to work nicely. But the defense is still spread pretty cleanly across the map.
Yeah. I feel like Ethan is just guaranteed to get a kill here. Look at this. I mean, it's just a judge up close on Split.
I don't think it's going to make a difference, though.
Yeah. Probably not, but we'll find out anyway. Fragment nade dropped down again to the choke point. Garnet's not being denied that double satchel play. Doesn't know where the player is.
Did Garnet not see Colm?
I don't know. I'm not too sure. Maybe he expected him to be able to retreat back through there. Jorgamo unleashing that showstopper right up into the sky, and time is running so low. 10 seconds. Will they get a plant? Pushed off of it. Aftershock into the corner, nade into the back, and there is time still, but it needs to be right now. Need to get that plant, and
it's
now
too late.
It's being denied. Pushed back off of it, EG. A minor investment from them, and yep, classified as the flip.
Garnet's is double blast packing through. Surely he sees him. And yet, didn't turn around to deal with it.
That's just, yeah, that's
good
quite
usage.
insane.
I gotta say, good usage of the ultimates though from EG. Very opportunistic, using the Raze ult, using the Breach ult there to capitalize on an opportunity. Great stuff. And this is the first time really that we see Talon putting a heavy emphasis towards B since, I don't know, round 2, round 3?
Yeah, from early on essentially. That's again, same game plan. Bit of util to try and push Garnet into that deeper position. He does have that judge in his hand, nades. Forces Jorgamo out of position ever so slightly, but now going to be able to reclaim that space, and there is potentially flash play. Yeah, okay, util now just being dumped into the one side of the site, not letting them get it set up. And that was a Viper's pick committed there by Cruz.
Very well dealt with on the grounder, covering the right side of the pillar. Very good defensive protocol. And Bustio doing a great job up from B Heaven, comboing with Jorgamo. The 2 less experienced.
Timeout was 4. Probably not going to be for this round.
I don't know, we've seen a lot of thrifting.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, there's...
And, okay, well, starting things off on similar kind of foot.
And Talon do go pretty heavy in mid here. So, pistol round, round 10, the few times, the 2 times that we've seen this.
Contact re-clear! Okay, shots are rattled off. Cruz was allowed to get 3 fired.
Oh, no.
And they're just contact re-clearing right into the Fox. I mean, he's not wasting any time.
Oh,
all this space
God.
being gained, a bit of overheat potentially there. He wanted to use the Seekers, but listen, calm down, lad.
Fox has just won this round on his own.
Yeah, 1 player left standing, and that is Bustio. First obstacle removed. But yeah, it's a 1v3, and now the Knife's going to be revealing that position. How do you play this one?
Is there any way to play this one?
I mean, doesn't seem likely, does it? Not really enough time to make usage of that lockdown, and now with that spike ticking down steadily. I mean, Bustio still just loitering around this area, but at this point, it feels like you can only save the only percentage play. A couple of kills, I suppose, but oh my word, loses the rifle in the end. At the end of the day, I mean, there you go for those kills, just in case I suppose they picked up some rifles. But
more than 4 rounds does seem like a good attacking half on Split.
This certainly has been in the past, so.
Yes.
I see a stun play to try and re-clear through that. I think Garnish is running straight past this one. The pull being utilized, and well, not too much punish off the back of it. BCJ holding that smoke, discipline at play, making sure he could grab the perfect shot, and Talon once more grasping at straws, I think, in this round, just trying to make anything happen.
Again, round 11, the only time that we've seen a fight in mid. So Talon now 3 out of 11 times have gone through mid, put some level of pressure there. But this time the only attempt for EG to fight them, and EG dealt with it very easily.
Yeah.
I am surprised that they didn't try and get value out of the null command. But they've still got it for round 12. Unless Sushi Boys and Fox can pull out something miraculous in the 2v5. But with only 30 seconds left, should be sealed up, surely.
Yeah, that's a smoke on the turret position. Left. And you would think that the EG players should be able to hear that. And there we go, dissipates, fades away, does reveal the one play. I don't think that was intentional because Fox has the spike alone currently.
I'd like to see them save, if anything.
Yeah, but going for the plant onto Heaven. It's a smoke to try in as well.
Nobody contesting the
coverage.
plant.
Yeah, I mean, this is...
They're allowing them to get into a dangerous position, actually.
And the late backstab here by Sushi Boys. He's holding himself into ropes. Angle, just trying to at least claim one kill there, but Fox just swinging wide and not able to land those shots. It's just down to Sushi Boys, but the position is known. I think they heard him, and there we go. BCJ exiting just out of that astral form in time to be able to trade it. And so EG starting to command a pretty decent lead. If they can convert this last round.
And Talon's economy is going to be a little stretched here, but I don't think it's going to be anything disastrous. I mean, actually, Fox really doesn't have very much money. Take a look at these replays and then study the economy afterwards, but I think Talon have just made a big mistake committing to the 2v5 there. I said 2 rifles alive. Can they make anything happen? It's a fake onto A with the null command and the Astro ult.
Yeah, a lot of ults at their disposal to try and convert this round. It does force out that lockdown almost immediately.
This is so good from Jogamo, though. Using the boombot, did it spot anything? I don't believe so.
Well, the players are not biting on EG side. Look at that, they still have their coverage. 2 players holding on top of Heaven on the B side. But Cruz, can he get anything done? No, the angle is just a little bit awkward there as he's trying to find that fight, but that one kill still backing away, and Talon are looking a little bit lost, I will say, honestly. Now they've just grouped up as 4, looking to try and re-clear into mid. There was a ping there towards Mail.
With how close Garnet and Jorgamo are to their ultimates, I'm looking at both of the Raze players in terms of, can anyone turn the tide of this round?
Yeah, you need some really flashy plays, I think, for them to be able to find their way in and talk about flashy. I mean, Fox just delivers with a shot like that. Lets off the Seekers almost immediately off of it, and now you can see a bit of a split into Heaven. The player's close. Satchel pushes them back and away. BCJ, he's traded. Taken out. Close in the corner. Ethan forced to take the fight into them. Still somehow comes up with the kill. The spike needs to be planted, and EG, they're not wasting time. Already dropping down from Heaven. Lovely flash re-clear, but down to that 1v1. Bustio finds it in the angle. Watch once more. Immaculate crosshair placement. Save hands from him. That is going to be quite a respectable half by EG. Managed to claim that 8th round in the half.
And what a difference when you look at the player reactions compared to the end of Haven. That solid defense side on split, 8-4, very respectable. And the players are fired up. Compared to looking at players like Ethan, for example, where he looked distraught and confused. Big change. They don't have a Cypher. They can do stuff like pullback smokes. But no Cypher, no Viper over here. And here we go. Pullback smoke allows Jorgamo and Bustio to cross. So BCJ is going to be incredibly important in creating A-ramp pressure, even if he isn't playing there.
Cruz just opting to hold up here, but look at this re-clear into mid, into sewers. This is
so
incredibly aggro. I mean, what is that? Surely J-Boy should not be favored. BCJ does do a lot to contain inside the smoke. Fights being taken. And EG players looking to try and pivot into this one, but they're pivoting right into Fox. What is occurring? I mean,
Wow.
this way, that way, a bit of indecision, but eventually they're deciding on the correct side of the map, getting that plant down into...
Oh, this is risky. This is risky.
Yep, onto the side of the smoke, and that boom bot, well, it reveals everything.
I do not like this, because BCJ is so far away from the rest of the team. When Boostio dies, it's actually a 3v2 on the retake.
Does have the Astra Star at least to buy them a bit of time here, but needs to get into position to threaten that backstab angle, that position, and already this push coming through. Talon, what a kill for Sushi Boys to find. Garnis as well, and everybody's locked down. Plan of a heaven, it's just a little bit too predictable.
Overcooked
Yeah.
from EG there. They had all the opportunities in the world to win that pistol. And talk about repeating stories, Brent. EG up at the half, massively up at the half, lose the pistol. Last time on Haven, we saw them go for a force buy. What do you reckon?
Are we going to see it again?
What do you reckon? Do they go for a force? Because you said it, Brent, last time. Force buys let the leading team. They kind of open. I think it's the right play. Talon have already demonstrated a desire to fight aggressively for mid. Doing it again.
Yeah, still trying to take these fights. Pushed up angle, that's the util used to try and push Boostio forwards, but that boombot, he was blind. Luckily, teammates did have his back, making sure to break it so he didn't take too much damage from this one, but... Okay, Fox. Oh my goodness, just peeking into the turret as soon as he hears it placed. Talon having a decent grip, it feels like, of that mid control, at least containing any sort of avenue. Good usage of utility as well, just to make sure that they're rotating it. So no space can really be gained by EG, because now going to be backing away, looking to retake that B main control.
A ramp information completely known by Talon. No pressure on that side of the map. Using a flash as well just to make sure. They are, of course, worried that this could be a pivot through mid to A, but as this fault line comes through, they can start rotating.
Quite nice. Still gives them the pretty perfect timing there for the pull as well, and back up from the rest of them.
Big shutdown, no problems whatsoever, and 5 Spectres taken into the next round. Prime game in Flawless.
Yeah, quite a large round for Sushi Boys as well. Managed to get one away from his ult now, off the back of all those eco kills. And
the ult is pretty good for the retake.
yeah.
I think that's mostly where you're going to see it used.
In the vicinity.
Here we go.
Flashback laid down, flash as well, double flash play all the way into them, and Com, he was ready for it. He was playing anti-flash, tucked into the corner, and he managed to strike back.
I respect it. Even though it didn't work, I respect it. I love seeing a little set play like that cooked up. Good awareness from EG that Talon could be getting very aggressive in that area. And now EG can just cut noise, right? Just slow the pace down.
Really slowed down that pace, which is something that I felt missing at times on Haven. They were getting a bit flustered on their attack side. It's important not to let any of these advantages that have been handed to you just get away, and there we go, a good fight taken. Using those rifles, making sure that they're trading effectively. 50 seconds in the round. Boombot's going to be revealing the position of Cruz. Aftershock to push him back out of position. Right now, EG just, it is quite tepid, isn't it? They don't want to be taking any of this space onto A.
Yeah, I think they're concerned it could be a full 5-player stack. But as soon as Sushi Boys gets that kill, EG are going to realize, oh no, the other 2 players are elsewhere.
Yeah.
Could still be a bit dangerous though, especially given the health that Boostio's on.
Well, Sushi Boys has just got his ult now. And a rifle in his hands from that kill in mid, so Boostio's going to be quite important.
If Boostio falls here...
He's on 20 health.
Yeah.
He needs to be the difference maker, but it's that run and gun in action. And now it's down to that 2v2, ult's online. You can notice that EG are playing at the back of the site. They recognize that that is a threat in this round. There's layers to it, no one playing out of position here, but the ult is not even being committed still. It's down to that 1v1, time running low enough here. A wider play, a wider swing by Sushi Boys. And Jogamo, it's intelligent play from him. Sushi Boys needs to stick, this is a percentage play. He's got half, he's sticking it all the way through, and the swing is immaculate. Jorgamo with the right timing in his head. He knew exactly how to play that.
Lost his rifle as a result of it. So I don't think it's actually going to make too much difference, except that he's on light armor coming into the next round.
Yeah. I don't know if he'd even be able to save that anyway.
I think he could have done. Yeah, I mean, he paused for a long time there. I don't know. Maybe he did pick in a little bit. He did well. He did well in that round, Jorgamo.
Still, it's a good point, I think. It was quite a scrappy round against the bonus of Talon. So, money-wise, half armor for EG.
And a pretty serious focus from EG towards mid. Are they going to create some fake pressure on A to help with this? At the moment, doesn't really feel like it, and mid is getting dominated by Talon utility. Now Garnet getting himself this pushed up feels like it could be exploitable if they get a read on it later on. There's that bit of a fake.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Except they know it's real. They spotted heads over the top.
Another few retakes.
What's
here.
he doing reloading in the middle of the open?
Reloading Cruz. I mean, this is really does feel like a bit of an overheat moment. They've crossed through past his own Viper Orb, satcheling across Jorgamo. Everybody's vulnerable up, but will it even matter? Still, the EG players, they take the good fights. Watching for these smokes, and that was just all over the place.
Bit of spaghetti falling out of the Talon pockets. Also, BCJ in Narnia in the post plant. I mean, through the wardrobe talking to the Queen. Mr. Tumnus up in there.
He's in the middle of nowhere. He is definitely in the middle of nowhere. This man's just pulling out references I can't even comprehend.
This is how he used to play when he was on Xset though as well. He used to see BCJ and Def go for these crazy long lurks.
EG players though just need to play their lives, play it for time if they can. And
but it's not planted.
For.
It's not planted for BCJ.
And it's not planned for it. Oh, and the pull. Oh, it's at the top. It's right on the top, and it does not disrupt the defuse.
Pasta, spaghetti, everywhere. Playing that kind of area in mid to go for the reflank, he has to be playing Heaven post-plant. The lurk is going to come in Heaven. Yeah. If you don't plant for Heaven, it doesn't make sense to have him in that kind of position. And also, it's not even the focus on BCJ necessarily. The players in the post-plant are dropping the ball there. The Talon guys are playing so much more clutch.
And the answer from EG immediately into this one with the pistols. They just want to go fast, right through the choke point. Taking some even fights. Can they claim any of these weapons? Yeah, they got a rifle online and the judge, but how do they convert it past this point? Through into Heaven. Fox is given a precise angle, and two boys does watch for it.
Big play by Fox. What if Fun hadn't had to have his wrist surgery? I don't know whether we'd be even seeing Garnet. And what a loss that would have been. This guy has been beastly.
And our focus here on this round, and it's an important one for EG. Money invested into this one. They have the rifles, they've got the ultimates. It should be their round to take. They just need to formulate a plan around it.
They've struggled for mid control in all of these rounds. And look, 4 players from Talon grouped around mid. And nobody from EG pressuring the extremities when this happens, right? There's no reaction from EG. Yeah. Oh, they're fighting mid. Let me go and take a ramp. Well, Boostio can't really without BCJ's smokes. And BCJ's not taking space in B main when they fight mid. So it's all one-dimensional on the attack for EG.
Managed to cross all the way up into Heaven, and they're just taking straight-up fights. Cruz moves forward, showstopper denied. And the fight's been taken, positioning just swapped and switched around.
How can they know where Cruz is?
Oh
they
my
don't.
goodness.
Boostio caught completely unaware.
Yeah, just literally trying to, again, take up that space, soak up that avenue to be able to play from.
And BCJ again is miles away from the play.
Absolutely
miles away. So alone.
Showstopper play, spotted him at his ankles as he tried to just play around and weave around that smoke, but maybe BCJ could be the difference maker. An angle, a swap of a weapon, a stun and a pull though has completely bogged him down, and the nade will finish the job. EG, that was all things considered a must-win round for them. They invested everything in terms of their money, but they're going to be kicking themselves.
I'm so impressed with how Cruz and Sushi Boys played that round. Cruz obviously with the first 2 big kills, but look at how quickly Sushi Boys on the fly here decides to place down a suck. Just great utility to neutralize the threat from BCJ. Yeah. Sushi Boys doesn't play smokes. And at the moment, he's getting more value than BCJ. And they're equivalent in the scoreboard, but I really feel like Sushi Boys is right there.
There's a ton of value. Viper's pit in mid. That's an instantaneous punish. GG, what a way to try to make a commanding presence into mid, but okay. Wading into the line of sight angle. Jibbo's obviously favored when he's got those rifles, but hey, it is split at the end of the day. These are short gun range fights that we're taking, and when the Stingers are in play, anything could happen.
The rookie players are going huge for Talon, but look at this. Veteran Fox decides to reactively push A main off the mid play.
And he's containing. Oh, Bustio. No way. He doesn't watch it, and that's that discipline.
Awesome stuff.
So
back to
calm,
back.
man. So calm and collected.
Oh no, EG are still going to be able to buy this round, actually. I'm amazed. I thought that they'd forced the previous one.
No, it's just a half buy. With
just
the
a
Stingers,
half buy, yeah. Okay, so EG still have a chance at drawing this one level.
In this lead now, and you're seeing echoes of what happened on the previous map. Get into that second half, Talon. They performed that comeback. Now, looking like they might just do it again. I feel like I've said this a lot recently, but it is a must-win round now for EG. Committing that lockdown does give them a couple of pockets to play in if you are Talon, but Cruz realizes there's not really too much space. Wow, that's a lot of util.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, just trying to get out of there. Deals a lot of damage to him, but how does BCJ get caught here?
In B main, of all places.
He's just way out of the way. EG going to be able to get this plant down. Another fight being taken, and okay, Rolling Thunder to push them back. Ethan just using that ultimate, offloading it, trying to reclaim that space towards main. A little bit all over the place, isn't it? Double satchel play and a flash to accompany. That is just amazing. The coordination is there. Another play from him, re-flanking and repositioning. But now, the Talon players once more come up with all the kills.
And Talon's retakes look sublime. EG's game plan is falling to pieces in the post plant, and Talon are capitalizing. They can smell blood in the water. Only 2 rounds away from continuing to play against DRX and making this little portion of the bracket Pacific dominated.
Massive turn of events.
Oh, Garner is so fearless in terms of how he takes these fights. And the backfill from the rest of Talon is gorgeous too.
Yeah, looks like we might be seeing a fight, some action being taken immediately there. Turret, drop down on the angle. Garnet's okay. It's a little bit risky.
Getting away with it.
Yeah. Does not get punished. Jiggle beam from Cruz. I mean, he just opens himself quite wide. Snakebite at his feet just in case there is a double satchel play. He's used to this one now, and there was a good responsive utility. That nade also could be quite nice, but beaming them all down right through the smokes, and there will be no more threat of EG just trying to clamor for those kills.
Talon dominating the mid-fight. Committing a couple of players to it there. But not getting punished in mid, not getting punished anywhere else on the map. Cleaning this up. This was 8-4 at the half. EG only able to attack sides, just not able to misdirect in the slightest. Talon always with the read, always with the correct play, and always with some level of clutch factor.
We need to see something different from this EG squad. It's a slower start to their attack side round.
This is very different from Talon as well, actually. Committing a lot of people over towards B main. I don't think EG have played there pretty much at all on their attack side.
Maybe anticipating that they would try and go for a faster play with the no command that Com has, but
now they've got Garnet posted up, though. They can commit resources elsewhere.
it's just doesn't quite get punished for that one. Gets the information that they are exploring into mid. They are surrounding. Ethan pushed up. A lot is going to be handled, I think, at the back of this one here. This mid control. The DG are just, again, putting a bit of that util into it, a flash. But the players are already rotating on both sides. It's going to be 3 ready to contain on the Talon side for any sort of A aggression, and that is exactly where EG are going.
Does Cruz get cleared here? They don't have really any clue that there could be players up in A heaven.
Satchel across now to no command. Going to be removing any sort of abilities, but enough of a presence away, and well, what was anything at all to try and clear them through? That's Jorgamo from the high ground position, clears it out, but the trades, are they going to be there? Jorgamo showstopper play, does find his target, but there's 17 seconds remaining, and they can't afford to res Com in this fight. Need to get this plant down. Still that position being played by BCJ. In the choke point, it is that 2v2. And EG, they need to win it. Satchel play moves down, still being watched for. BCJ claims it, 1 kill found. Sushi boys could put a stop to this one, but EG, they desperately need it. Just to continue in the map, to continue in the series. The reposition is there. Not planned for Heaven, but BCJ, does he spot it? Yeah, just behind screens, they know he's there, but a spam still happening. And they've got a star as well. Pull not being used, BCJ knows it now, activated. It just feels impossible, and indeed it is. EG survive.
2 more wins needed for EG to drag this one to overtime. Desperate attempt. It works out in the end. Jorgamo being the key player. Finding 2 and then the 3rd with his ultimate. He does everything. Can they rely on that kind of opening again from their Raze player? The operator. Again on B main. So it seems like they don't want to commit too many bodies to B. It's not somewhere that EG have really been playing. So they think it's fine. Okay, 1 player, just with the op. That's all we need to do.
I think that's fair as well. The way this has been played by EG, BCJ's just been trying to lurk through into B. If you hold that with an operator angle, it's not going to be util to push you off the angle.
No.
So I think this is quite smart by Talon.
Every time EG have fought for mid, they have failed.
Will it be any different this time around? Knives exchanged on either side in mid. Pushing them back, and the pressure, goodness me, must be mounting right now for EG, because you're just focusing on that next round, just trying to basically claw your way to that OT, but
Ethan has flash.
It's not too much to really work with here. There's a Cosmic Divide being used. Garnet's playing up close here. I mean, that's just so unexpected, and he satchels and evacuates. He's well out of there. Well out of there.
It's amazing, and they didn't hear the nade being dropped either, so look at the damage it did to common BCJ.
Fully softened up.
Meanwhile, Foxy's got himself into a good position over at A ramp.
Oh boy.
Reading that something could be happening. Noise bait as if it's going A, but actually the spike's still going B.
So just trying to draw those rotations. That's the name of the game right now for EG. Flash over the top though, and Sushi Boy still watching from Heaven. Flick of the wrist, and he finds 1 more target, and still there's just no time. EG denied it, another comeback completed. Talon